get any extra motivation having Macca back in the race or anything like that, or is it the same?
Not really. I have no motive. I mean, you know, I think the thing about this sport is it's an individual pursuit, and I concentrate on myself. I mean, I know people like to play it up, and Chris likes to talk, and I'm immune to all of that. You know, I think. I mean, with some people, it doesn't matter how many times you beat them, you can't win. You know, so and that's not against Chris. That's in general. I mean, I think what I've learned is I do this sport for myself, not for anyone else. It's for myself and my family and my sponsors. And Chris is a great athlete. He adds a huge amount to the race this year. Not having Lance there takes a lot away, because I kind of, you know, really that was the catalyst that got me coming back this year. You know, I'd always felt that I would do Hawaii 5 times, and last year was the 5th time. I kind of felt I'd done everything I wanted to do there, and not that you ever put in the perfect performance, but I felt my 5 races there were very good for different reasons, and I'd achieved really what I wanted to achieve. But then when I heard Lance was tinkering with the idea, really that was the catalyst that got me thinking about it, and I spoke to Neri about it, and so him not being there has left a bit of a hole for me personally. I'm not going to talk about the details, whether it's right or wrong. I mean, that's not for me to comment on that. That being said, I'm glad I decided to come back, even though he's not going to be racing. I just love the race. I'm glad, and there's going to be challenges, like you mentioned. Chris is going to be there, Andy Raylett's going to be there, Michael's going to be there, Marino, and there's so many good guys, you know. So I really don't go there. I don't feel like I have to prove myself every time I race. You know, it's interesting. I guess my perception of myself as an athlete is probably different. I don't talk about my resume that much in the media. I feel that people, true fans of the sport, know people's head-to-head battles and know what you've won and what you haven't won, and how many times you've been there, how many times it took you to win. And I don't feel the need to write a book and outline, although I have written a book. Just throw that in there. Great Christmas idea, I think, but it's mainly a photographic book. So, you know, obviously with Chris's book and Chrissy's book out, there are a lot of books. This is kind of a different book. I had a photographer follow me for 12 months. I kind of felt it was a cool idea. As a fan of the sport, I thought I'd be interested in something like that. So, but you know, there's always challenges in Kona. I think Macca is highly motivated this year. I mean, I know for a fact that one of his good friends told me in March of last year, and this is when he just announced he was going to the Olympics, that his whole focus, it was a 2-year plan for Kona. Forget everything in between. It was a 2-year plan. So don't kid yourself into thinking he's not going to be in unbelievable shape in October. He's going to be one of the guys to beat. As I felt Lance was going to be, he's not going to be there now. I think Andy Raylert is going to be, I mean, he's super consistent. He's had a 3rd, a 2nd and a 3rd there. So there's always different challenges. I mean, there's no extra motivation or less motivation. I think when I decide to go, the motivation is 100%, because I just love the race and the challenge that it presents, and it's just a great race. It's a great week.